I just heard and felt a thud in the house, which makes me think my wife is up to something.
It's probably cat related.
I'm just
gonna give it a guess right there.
You know what? We're gonna use that to open the show.
Okay.
Hi, welcome to the Casual Respawn podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Dan. This is our life. This is our life.
This is our life. We were in the process.
When you get... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, when you get married, at first, like the first couple of months when you're married, if you hear a thud in the house, you're like, oh my gosh, are they okay? Are they hurt? Are they injured? But like, after that, you feel like maybe they're up to something, or maybe they're doing something silly. Well, you're not really sure if you should go and check, and it's just
to be
funny.
Blunt. Your sister is accident prone.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
She's a little clumsy, not in a bad way. It's just sometimes her hands just go nope, and she drops the thing, and I'm like, okay.
She and my youngest sister are accident prone, like 100% of the way.
Oh yeah,
they're always doing stuff.
They're straight up clones. Your parents cloned Brittany and made another one.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. Like looking at pictures of them same age next to each other.
It's funny.
It's kind of scary because it's hard to tell them apart. Yeah.
So, welcome to the podcast. This is podcast number 7. And Dan, I have some topics for us this week to talk about.
Okay.
Because we're still in that space where there's new consoles coming out, there's some game news to talk about, but honestly I think most of that's not time relevant anymore. So, random topic. What I kind of wanted to do is not talk about a relevant topic per se, but to talk about an old school topic.
Okay.
I forget exactly. I listened to another podcast. I try not to steal stuff from them, but they were discussing a thing and somebody casually mentioned something and they moved on immediately. But my brain was like, no, I want to dig into that with Dan. And what that is old school rumors. Especially back in the day when there was more magazines, the internet wasn't as big, but there were, you'd either hear it in a schoolyard, you'd hear it in, maybe in a forum post somewhere. One of the more famous ones was playing as Luigi in Super Mario 64. These old school classic, rumors, and they were like put as cheat codes on websites and like.
So this is strictly video game related.
Video game related.
Okay.
Because we're a video game channel, Dan. But yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah. No. If
sometimes we're just talking.
Look, if something pops in your head, I'm not gonna be like, no, we're not allowed to talk. But like, yeah, I was thinking more focused. Like the one for me that me and my friends fell for straight up was actually for the GameCube. It was an April Fool's joke for Smash Brothers Melee, and it was that if you got like 100 KOs or something crazy in Melee in this really hard mode, you could unlock Sonic and Tails as they were hidden characters in the game, and they had screenshots. I think it was in EGM magazine, and they had screenshots of Sonic and Tails in the game fighting, and it looked like, I was like, at the time, huge Sonic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, absolutely. I could see you flipping out about that.
I was like, oh my god, we're doing it. And my best friends growing up in high school, me and my brother are twins. We were friends with the triplet boys, but just the two boys. The girl was smart enough to know not to have anything to do with us. So we hung out and we stayed up till, I want to say, like 5 a.m, fighting in this mode to try to unlock Sonic and Tails, only to discover a month later it was fake. It was an April Fool's joke. And every year they did an April Fool's joke, and for some reason my brain was like, no, it's real.
Oh, that's depressing. That makes me sad.
You spent
a lot of time trying to do that.
But I was like, I have a feeling this isn't real. Like the whole time I was like, I'm pretty sure this is fake. But on the off chance that it isn't, I need Sonic and Tails.
I think that for me would have to be something with Pokemon.
Yeah, Pokemon was a big one with that.
And I think, like, for me, my video game career started with Pokemon. Like, I spent countless hours just sitting on a Game Boy, sitting on a DS, sitting on my... Just anything to do with Pokemon. I played the card game.
The card game was
I have
fun.
a collection of over 4,000 Pokemon cards. And that's just like the first 5 generations. Like you gotta realize this is up until Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah.
Like anything after that, I have nothing. I have all of the original cards, like the original, which are worth thousands of dollars, which I didn't even know. Yeah, and Brittany's just like, oh, here, have my Pokemon cards. And I was like, oh, cool, I have the originals ones now. And then the people are like, hey, these are worth a lot. I'm like, I'm going to keep these to show my kids how cool these are.
I remember
and they won't
my
even
brother,
think anything of it.
He got a holographic Charizard like on eBay. I think he spent like $50 on it.
Wow.
Back in the day.
I remember Pokemon Go came out. And when that came out, Pokemon cards... like the original Pokemon cards skyrocketed in price.
I believe that.
Yeah, they're worth nostalgia. A lot of money. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, dude, today, this is way off topic, but the Ghostbusters version of Pokemon Go got announced that it's getting canceled. And, it was called Ghostbusters World, and you basically would walk around, and you'd find a ghost would be standing nearby, just like Pokemon Go. You click on it. You pull out the PKE meter, you'd scan for it, eventually it would pop up, and you use your proton pack to catch it with the ghost trap.
So Pokemon Go.
It's Pokemon Go, but with ghosts. And then they had ghosts from the movies, from real Ghostbusters cartoon, from Extreme Ghostbusters.
I gotta imagine it wouldn't be the most popular thing out there.
It was really fun. It's very good. I have a theory as to why it failed.
Okay.
It has everything to do with the AR mode and disabling the AR mode, augmented reality. So with Pokemon Go, you can catch Pokemon. You can hold your phone up and have the Pokemon in the park or wherever you're standing, and you can do the thing and catch it. That's great.
Right.
But if you don't want to do that, because let's say there are children around, and you're holding your phone up with the camera facing the child, and you're shaking the phone, you look like a psychopath.
Also, for me, when Pokemon Go first came out, I've never bought expensive phones. Like, I just never have. I always buy cheap ones, except for my last one, because I was like, I'm done with that. But when Pokemon Go came out, I had a very inexpensive phone, and I could not do augmented reality, because it just, my phone wasn't powerful enough.
Yeah.
So I had just the standard background.
Yeah.
Which is kind of nice.
Well, and here's the thing about that. When you turn off augmented reality in Pokemon Go, where can you put your phone?
Anywhere.
Any angle, it will work.
Which
that
is nice.
doesn't work with Ghostbusters World. You have to have it vertical. Because even then, you're not in augmented reality. You're in the game's reality, but it still is like, well, you would be busting ghosts that'd be level with you, so you'd be up. So it defeats the purpose. So if I wanted to play the game in public, I'm holding my phone out in front of me like, my phone, I've got my camera facing your kids or this dude or your girlfriend. Like, it's just awkward to play. You look goofy and you look suspect. So I kind of think that had a part to do with it. I'm not saying that was the main factor. I'm not saying that was the only factor, because the game's been out for like a year and a half, 2 years. So it hasn't been out for long.
I can't imagine it was like the most popular though.
No.
Compared to Pokemon Go, I mean, which one would you rather play?
Pokemon.
And this is the majority of the people are going to say Pokemon.
And I, as a person who built his own proton pack, Pokemon was more fun. It just was.
Exactly. And that's, oh well. There's other games that Ghostbusters like can do that Pokemon can't.
Yes.
So
and I'm
there's
hoping
opportunities.
to do a test stream before our charity stream, which again, I'm not gonna give the date away, but I'm gonna try to do a solo stream, or if you end up being around, where I finished Ghostbusters, which was on our playthrough.
Right.
We were on the playthrough, so I kind of want to finish that on stream just to test the audio and make sure everything's set up properly.
Sounds awesome.
So
keep
anyway, an eye out for that.
Back to the conversation. Back to
Oh my god.
what we believed as a kid.
Yes.
So going back to Pokemon.
Yes.
When I was playing Red, because like the Red was my game. Pokemon Red. And
Me
then
too.
I upgraded to Pokemon Fire Red, which I absolutely loved Fire Red.
Fire Red is actually the game that me and your sister connected with.
It is that and Emerald. Pokemon Emerald are my 2 all-time favorite Pokemon games.
Wow.
Because I can't tell you how many times I've played Emerald. It's probably an embarrassing amount of times. But I would love to play that on the channel. Because I absolutely... Oh my gosh, excuse me. Absolutely love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be open to that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So the one thing I believed in Red, and there was a rumor going around when I was a kid that if you completed the Pokédex, right, you would get this Pokemon, or you would get this special Pokemon that's never seen before. You'd get like a Mew. You could get a Mew from completing the Pokédex. You know, something crazy. Or the rumor that you could fully complete a Pokédex in one version of a game without having to trade with other people.
Not true.
Which as a kid, I was like, there's got to be a way. I was like, they wouldn't put it in a game. But as a kid, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But now I have the cables for it. If you could, before you could connect with Bluetooth, you have to use cables.
Dang. Dang, son.
Yep, I have
the Game
that cable
Gear could help you with that, but a legit finishing. There is one.
Yeah, the Game Shark.
Yeah. I remember I spent hours. There was one rumor for Pokemon Red or Blue where if you went to the SS Anne and you walked behind this truck in a certain amount of steps before you did some other event, you would get a random encounter with this I forget what the Pokemon is with Mew.
Okay.
It didn't work. I spent hours trying to get that to work, and obviously it wasn't the case.
Right.
I played the original Red an embarrassing amount of times.
So good. And Fire Red is so good.
Fire Red's excellent.
It is.
I really liked Let's Go Pikachu, which is a remake on the Switch of Red. It's not the same, but it takes place in the same area, and it's fun. And there are some game changes, but.
And I played Diamond and Pearl a lot. That was a good one for me, just because that was on the DS, and that was the first game, the first Pokemon game for the DS. So having a Pokemon game on the DS was really cool. And the nice thing about the DS is you could connect with all your friends. No cables.
Yes, without the cable.
You could just link DS. And to me, that was one of the coolest things you could do. I just thought that was awesome.
Certainly.
So I played that game a lot.
I lost interest. Like, I have played every single mainstream Pokemon game. I haven't beaten Sword because I just kind of got bored, honestly, and I'll probably go back to it at some point. But honestly, after Gold, I kind of started losing interest. Pearl and Diamond, I beat it the first time, and I was like, this is the most boring. I don't care. It did not grab my attention.
It's just okay.
Black and White did. Black and White 1 and 2 were really good. And I actually think that part of the reason for that was because they introduced all new Pokemon, and it was for Pokemon Black specifically. Pokemon Black 2, it introduced all the old past Pokemon in with it. But Black 1 was like, there's no Pokemon in this game until you beat the Elite Four that you've seen before. Everything's new. And that was really nice.
That is
really
kind of
nice.
cool. It's an interesting concept because like with Pearl or with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, they had new Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or Gold, they would escalate it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, here's 70 more Pokemon. That was cool,
Yeah.
But like Black and White was just like, hey, get used to not knowing anything.
Everyone's on the same playing field, man. Good luck.
I like that. But Emerald, man. Emerald was I think out of Fire Red and Emerald would sit on top for me.
Okay.
I just really appreciate the world building, and I love the Pokemon in there. Most of my favorite Pokemon come from Emerald.
Okay.
Well, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, 3rd generation.
Gotcha.
And
of course,
my favorite gym leader is the twins. There's twins in there.
Oh, I
and
don't
you get to
remember that.
double battle. The entire gym is double battle.
That's
I
cool.
love double battles. I just thought that was cool.
The Emerald game is on the Game Boy Advance, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so one of the things, just to talk shop for a whole second on our Patreon channel, we need to get a disc for my GameCube. I vented about this before that my brother lost the damn thing, but it's like $100 disc. I had the Game Boy Advance player hooked up on my GameCube, so we can capture Game Boy Advance games through my GameCube. We just gotta get the disc.
I gotta find all my games.
Yeah, I know where all mine are. They're literally in a drawer not even 5 feet from me. One of my favorite games on the Game Boy Advance is Batman Vengeance, I think it's called.
Really?
It's a fantastic beat 'em up.
I love the Advance.
Yeah,
I
dude.
thought that was so good.
I've been watching all kinds of videos recently about the Game Boy Advance. If you have the original Game Boy Advance, the flat one, not the SP, the one that came before that.
Yeah, that's the one I had originally.
Yeah, you can get mods for it. You can get an LCD screen that's a little bit bigger and has like ridiculous amount of brightness in it. You can get new clamshells. You can get a lithium-ion battery that's just recharges with a USB port.
That's nice.
And new buttons. Like, you can make it the ultimate handheld gaming thing. And it's $120 worth of mods, and boy, am I tempted.
I do not have a Game Boy or a Game Boy Advanced anymore. I had broken those.
Oh.
And then I got the DS that played both Game Boy and DS games.
No, you got the DS Lite.
No, just the original DS.
Oh, you the fat
one? Originally I had the fat one, the one that played both. But then I broke that one too. I was really mad about that.
What were you doing?
The top, I dropped it. And the top screen fell off. So it still played.
Oh god!
The top screen fell off, so I had to hold the entire screen while playing, which sucked.
Oh, that sucks.
So I got a new one that plays both.
Oh wow! I haven't broken any of my old Game Boys. I still have I have my Game Boy Pocket, my Game Boy Color, my Game Boy Advance, my Game Boy Advance SP. I had a fat DS that I gave to a friend because he didn't have any, and I was like, I have a DS Lite. Take it.
Right.
I then got the 3DS, and then I got the new 3DS.
I've never had issues with technology. Like, I've never broken a phone. I've never broken a game console or anything. But with DSs, man, I could not keep them together. Then I got the 3DS. I don't know. The 3DS was just okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think I think Nintendo is probably letting that thing die. And they're just gonna start pushing everything to the Switch, and they're probably gonna go on with that format continuing forward because
don't get me wrong, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't like whoa amazing. Like the 3D sucked.
Yeah,
you had to be at a perfect position. It was just an upgraded DS.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, I'm really itching to get that. Freaking part of me is like, I really want to get that Game Boy Advance and get that mod and like take mine apart because I like to do that stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? I maybe should just save up for getting that freaking Oculus.
Yeah.
And
VR, man.
Yeah.
That's where it's going.
Anyway, so that was there any other like games that kind of rumors you fell for? Did you remember? Excuse me, remember?
I remember there was one other. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty. You know, growing up, there's a lot of games that had that kind of stuff. But the one I remember the most, besides Pokemon, was Zelda. And my cousin, one of his favorite games, Zelda games, is Minish Cap. And I love Minish Cap.
Minish Cap's a good game.
He got me to play it, and I fell in love with that game. And there's those keystones that you can go throughout the whole game and trade them, and there's 100 of them.
Sure.
And
I don't remember, but I believe it.
he told me that when you unlock it, you get all these special things. And I know you get like one thing, I can't remember what it is. But like I remember finding every single one and just being like, oh, this is all you get for doing that. I was like, okay. But I got to play Minish Cap, so I can't complain. I love Minish Cap. I'd play that on the channel too. That was such a good game.
That's definitely one. Another one that if we get that damn disc, is that a DS game or is that's a Game Boy Advance game, right?
That's Game Boy. Yep.
Yeah. So another one again. If we get this freaking disc, we can play it. Now we'd have to be in person, and you'd have to be over here. But that's all there is. Yeah, dude. I if you played Emerald, I'd play Fire Red. I'd be all about that mess.
Oh, I don't know. I really like Fire Red. They're both such good games. I can't help it. And the best thing about Emerald is like in Ruby you get Groudon. In Sapphire you get Kyogre. But in Emerald you get Kyogre, Groudon, and Rayquaza, and you have the chance to get Latios and Latias. And that like you can get all the legendaries and you can get all the Regirocks. And like to me that was amazing. I just love that. You probably
sound like a psychopath to anybody who doesn't know anything about Pokemon.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's my favorite generation. It's so good.
So, I'm gonna move us on to a new topic, Dan.
Okay.
Or a second topic, and we'll try to be succinct this time instead of going on 10 different tangents.
Sorry, man. I just got excited.
No,
like you,
dude, I got
excited. My brain pumping.
It was a good conversation. That's what
makes me want to play Emerald again.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. The other thing that I was thinking of, going back to old school gaming stuff, back in the day, 64, I think even PS1, maybe original, not really so much original Xbox. Cheat codes were such a thing in video games. And I mean, like, yeah, you can skip levels, there's debug modes, you could go Infinite lives, big head, unlock all weapons, whatever the case may be. I miss that. Do you miss that?
I do.
I
really do.
They weren't game breaking. They were just fun. Like, okay, I beat
wouldn't
the game.
say they weren't game breaking.
Well,
I can list a few things that were.
Okay, what I mean is, like, they didn't destroy the game. Like, you could turn them back off. And they were just for fun. And we kind of, as funny as it is, in my opinion, we've gotten away from just the fun of video games. It's all got to be highly competitive, and it's gotta be and grr, and we can't have fun, and no, we can't have mods in our game because this is our creative intent. Like, hey, take a breath, man. Like, develop
exactly.
the game for fun. Like, these are for fun. And
yeah,
do you think there's any way with the next generation of consoles, when we got our Xbox Series X, we have our PS5s, that there could be any push for a game developer to be like, you know what? Yeah, we won't have it on for our multiplayer modes, or maybe they will have a mode specifically in multiplayer that's just broken, that is just for fun. Do you see that coming back at all? Because I don't, and that makes me sad.
So I like to think of it as like going back, like the games that you would see cheat codes on would be like Konami games originally. You know the famous Konami code: up, up,
Yeah.
down, down, left, right, BA, start. Like
Yep.
that was the Konami code. That was a cheat code. What did that get you? Infinite lives, stuff like that.
Right.
And then you get to the Game Shark, and that gives you whatever you want. Those were game breaking. But you had
That was
I'm
that was
thinking,
out of control.
GTA is probably the most common one to think about, right? Here, let me spawn a jet in the middle of the street.
Right.
Let me get infinite money. Let me get unlimited ammo. Like, that was something that people remember. Like,
Yeah.
yes, and I think the whole thing is like GTA couldn't do that now because GTA
No.
5 is like online.
Well,
Mostly.
that's the thing. I think they could. I think that would be a great selling point that they say, okay, we're going to make this mode that is specifically broken.
Right.
This is specifically a subset that is a broken cluster F, and everyone gets to do whatever they want. It's the Wild West. Good luck. And even if they did it for like a month, like a random promotion, like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have this up for a month. Good luck. Go have fun.
Right.
I think that could, because a lot of games now, it's all about, the bottom line and getting the people to be engaged with their game as long as possible. And I think that would be one way to extend people's interest in a game. And I don't think it can come back quite the same way it did in the 90s and early 2000s, but like I think it would take a special game. I don't think every game could do it, but I think there could be a couple games here and there that could take that mentality. But overall, I don't see it coming back, sadly.
I don't see maybe Nintendo, but even
Maybe.
then,
Yeah.
it's like it's hard to say. Most of the games now, like Call of Duty, you're not going to see that in Call of Duty.
No.
And you're not really seeing Easter eggs like you used to. I don't know if that's, close to cheat codes, but like Easter eggs, you could do weird stuff with too if you found them.
That's true.
You don't really find them.
Halo had that with the skulls, like the freaking grunt party things when we played it. It's a blast.
And the last Easter egg I remember finding was one in it was Call of Duty Ghost, I think it was.
Oh wow.
And there was a fight mode where you could fight the aliens off. And there was a sign, and if you shot LOL on the sign, it would like make all these weird things pop out of the dead aliens. Like it was weird. But that's kind of the
funny.
last Easter egg I remember, like being like, oh, haha, like I know this is an Easter egg. This is a cheat. This is funny. This makes the game a little quirky,
Yeah.
And I don't remember it. I don't, like anything after that. There's nothing really anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't see it coming back.
I don't either. I just thought it was a kind of fun, like, I remember when, and then like, okay, we kind of moved on past that as a medium, unfortunately.
I think it's different now. I think it would be a little weird to put that kind of stuff in games now. Because you got to think about it, like going back to the whole GTA thing, like
Sure.
the third GTA, you had cheat codes to spawn planes, to have unlimited ammo. It was a quirky game. Like you played it by yourself, and the fun things to do were to play with your friends and like show them, like, hey, look at this cheat code I know, and everybody's like, oh, that's hilarious. But like nowadays, it's like if you did that in GTA 5 while you're online and you're just spawning jets, it was like GTA Online would just be people flying jets into each other, and that would be it.
Oh yeah, constantly. And I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, I think part of the problem is too, and part of the reason it went away, and in the mind of the sustainability, once you have everything, it gets boring.
Yeah.
Like you've exhausted it, and you're like, okay, I've seen everything done. Like I spent months and months and months in Minecraft, in survival mode, like making this castle, getting the resources, flattening the land, building it up, and I was really proud of that. I put so much effort into that. And then I believe, actually, I think it was you that introduced me to this third-party, I'm just going to call it cheat software, where it was like, okay, go into your Minecraft, you can remove all these blocks. And like my yeah.
MC Edit.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think it was. Because I went
bringing back good memories.
My plan was to take this town and take all these blocks next to my castle and lower it, so it would make it so that my castle was on a hill, by proxy, instead of building the castle on top of a hill, which would have been the much smarter way to go. So my town would be in the valley, and I spent a month trying to start digging into the ground and making a farm for TNT, or to blow up creepers that I could get their TNT without putting in any effort. Like, it just had this water funnel that came down to fire.
And people need to realize this. Like, the Minecraft that you and I played on was not the Minecraft different. That people play on today.
Yeah, no. I had to mine resources in a different way. In any case, I spent months farming and doing that, and then I put in this cheat code or this level editor cheat thing. I took all the ground out. The next day I was like, that just completely murdered all interest I had in Minecraft. Like, I literally stopped playing after that because it took out all the challenge. And I was like, you know what? I didn't earn that. I spent months on this other thing. I was a labor of love of inventory management and item management and mining management and setting up this world, and I built, and then I just effed it.
Yep, pretty much.
By just edit, and I was like, okay, I'm done, and I've never gotten back into it since.
Right.
So I think that's part of it too, is why they don't put them in, because you take all the fun, you get slapped in the face at 50 miles an hour with fun, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Instead of
you're
building,
just like, oh, this is awesome, and then 2 days later you're like, all right.
I don't know. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. I think if a game specifically came out with that cheat code mentality, I think it would excel. But I think then if another game saw that and said, oh, I can get on that back ride, I can ride that and drift behind that other game and get some same popularity, I don't think it would. I think it would have to take one specific game that would capture that, and that would be it.
I totally agree. And I think if they're going to if they're going to put cheat codes in a game, they're totally going to have to reinterpret and reinvent the way cheat codes work.
I agree. That's a good point.
Because if you were to put like hey, hit forward 5 times, then backwards 5 times, and select, then B plus A, then pull the left trigger, you can't do that in the games nowadays.
No, definitely not.
I feel like there's too high of a possibility that you're going to actually hit those buttons while you're playing.
Certainly.
So I think they have to reinvent the way those work. Like in Halo, they always have like the grunt birthday skull now, which is, that's fun. That's funny. But there's not much you can do besides like graphical hilarities like that. Like the grunt birthday thing.
Yep.
I don't know. It'd be hard. I'd like to see somebody reinvent cheat codes.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that ends that discussion. So what I want to do now, and this is directly cheating, or myself from pulling from the other podcasts I listened to. But this is what we started it on our very first podcast, and then we never revisited it again.
Okay.
I want to do challenges. And I didn't even, by the way, to anybody listening to this, I didn't discuss this with Dan at all. So I'm just doing it. Here we go. So every time we do a podcast from here on out, I want to give us a challenge. And it's going to be very simple. It's going to be instant results because we aren't consistent with these podcasts at all, which is something we know we need to fix. But what I want to do for this challenge is the week that this comes out, or at least in theory it's this week, it may be the next week, we just started playing Batman Arkham Knight again, from 2 years ago when we did our charity stream, our original charity stream. So Dan, here's my question to you.
Okay.
And this is gonna work pretty straightforward. On Metacritic right now, you and I need to bet or have the challenge of who can get closest to Metacritic's critic score for Batman Arkham Knight. So it's basically from 0 to 10, and there's, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in between. Whoever gets closest wins. So if it's like 8.8 and you guess 8.7 and I guess 9.5, you're closer, you would win.
Okay.
So I want to know.
And can we guess the? Usually they'll show like the Metacritic score, and then they'll show players.
No, just critic.
Just Metacritic.
Just critic.
Okay.
Yeah, to make it same for ourselves.
Okay.
So I'm gonna guess that it's a 9.6. And I didn't look, by the way. I'm not cheating. Yeah, you have to take me at my word for it, but if you had to guess, what would you guess?
I'm gonna say 8.3.
8.3. All right. So now I'm gonna pull up my little handy dandy.
It's interesting to see like video game company scores compared to actual people reviews, because they're either very similar or very opposite.
Absolutely.
And I've been reading a lot of like Last of Us 2 kind of stuff, because that's kind of popular right now.
Ooh.
And they like the video game companies like, oh, this is great, and all the people that played it are like, hey, this is garbage. It's just like, it's interesting to see the differences in like reviews.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of interesting to me.
All right.
What is it?
Survey says 7.0 Metacritic score, which means Dan gets the first challenge point. I don't know what the points are going to add up to.
A Subway gift card.
Yeah, sure.
a $2 Subway gift card. That's all I want.
The user score is 3.3. Now that says... Now it's specifically on the PC version. The PC version, for those who don't remember, they actually refunded people on the PC. Yeah, when it first released, it was released on the Xbox One and the PS4. It got released, I want to say 2 months later on the PC. It didn't work. It just didn't work. It was buggy as crap, and they delayed it for like another 6 or 8 months. And it was at the point where I think it was either Rocksteady who published it. Somebody basically came out and was like, we messed up. We should not have released this. This is not okay. If you want a refund, let us know. We will refund you full price, and you can buy it later if you want. Which I've never heard of any other game doing.
Right.
So the user critic. Now what I pulled up was for the PC version. So here's that. On the Xbox One version when we're playing, it's an 8.5 versus a 7 user, so you would still win on that one either way. So Dan gets the first point.
I'll take it. I'm a winner.
At this point, I guess that's the end of the show. We still have to do my legs getting waxed before we plan to get that done before the next live stream. So I guess we will thank the lovely Patreons who help get this show made and help us get the things like the damn disc that my brother-in-law lost. Or my brother lost, not my brother-in-law, because that'd be Dan. So thank you, the Mexinadian, for your contributions to this channel.
You got his name right.
Yeah, you know how I got his name right? I pulled up our Patreon. Yeah, I pulled up our Patreon page. So thank you, the Mexinadian. And thank you, Stone Evil Monkey, for you as our legendary Patreon. I forget what we said the freaking upper tier was. But you two are certified badasses, so thank you.
That's true.
And
extremely true.
If you have any comments, leave them in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or questions you have for us that you'd like to answer on the podcast, please let us know. And we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Or listening. This is not a video.
Yas.